Hi, it's Alexandra, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be chatting about the short story The Open Boat by Stephan Crane, and the knowledge that I think can be gleaned from it. I hope this video inspires you to try different approaches to writing, or teaches you about literary movements you were previously unfamiliar with. Dread and Foreboding. The Open Boat by Stephan Crane. A foray into the existentialism of literary impressionism. This short story follows the oiler, the captain, the correspondent, and the cook of a ship that has been destroyed at sea. After the tragedy, the quartet work together to survive in a lifeboat. They brave the sea, but a member of the group is lost when they finally make it to shore. What is literary impressionism? The Open Boat was written during the literary impressionism period, where focus was put on a character's senses and emotions without trying to interpret them. The mind is left a mystery, and readers are expected to infer the character's thoughts, which creates a more naturalistic and immersive experience, where active reading is encouraged. Atmosphere and emotion. With no internal dialogue, the characters retain an air of mystery, and the reader is situated as an omnipresent observer. The detached nature of the perspective accentuates the character's vulnerability by removing the safety net that comes with strongly identifying with a character. We aren't implanted into the characters' heads. Instead, through this narration style, we interact with them the same way we do with people in our everyday lives. The characters are just people you could pass on the street, not a protagonist clad in plot armor. This degree of distance leaves room for the unexpected. Anything could happen to these characters. This sense of dread and the characters' insignificance is established expertly in the first 2 pages. The narrator states in the first line that none of them knew the colour of the sky, to emphasise how the men's lives have become restricted in their struggle for survival. They don't look up. They ignore the sky, a sign of hope and freedom. Instead, all the men knew the colour of the sea, as their lives are ruled and defined by the waters that destroyed their ship, their safe haven. To emphasise how their identities are controlled by the sea, each man is referred to as their role on their ship that has disappeared below the waves. Their fates are tied to a sunken ship, their hopes and dreams rotting on the seabed, a grim prophecy for their futures. On top of that, their names aren't even capitalised, again, adding to their loss of humanity. Existentialism and how to wield it. The framing of the characters as insignificant and tiny compared to their surroundings is an example of existentialism and its importance to literary impressionism. Human experience and fragility is often a central part of these narratives. And this captain had in his thoughts the firm impression of a scene in the greys of dawn, with 7 faces turned down in the sea, and later the remains of the ship washed by waves, going lower and down. Thereafter there was something strange in his voice. Although steady, it was deep with grief, and of a quality beyond speech or tears. In this passage, emotional and physical devastation becomes one. These philosophies culminate in its foreboding atmosphere, which fits perfectly with Crane's tense and evocative narrative. I strongly recommend reading The Open Boat for yourself if you have any interest in literary impressionism, existentialist writing, or if you want an example of how to create a foreboding atmosphere. Reading great writing is one of the best ways to learn. Click the top link in the description to find Stephan Crane's short story. Want more? For more videos on writing advice, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And for more content in general, check out my website, Alexandra. And if this video filled you with existential dread, give it a like, just for fun.